Have you ever walked past someone in distress and felt a pang of guilt for not feeling more? Or wondered why a story that moves your friend to tears barely registers with you? You are not a bad person. The reason might be hidden deep inside your brain and an emotional filter shaped by your entire life. This isn't just about being sensitive or cold. It's about a complex neurological process that dictates who you feel for and why. If you've ever questioned the consistency of your own compassion, you need to understand what's happening in your head, because this hidden filter could be isolating you from the people and the world around you. The problem is that we often think of empathy as a simple on-off switch. Either you have it or you don't. But the reality is far more nuanced. Your capacity for compassion is not a fixed trait. It's a dynamic system that is constantly being rewired. Think about it. You've lived a unique life, filled with your own triumphs, traumas, and lessons. These past experiences, personal biases you might not even know you have, and the subtle cues you've picked up from society don't just stay in your memory. They actively reshape the neural pathways in your brain that are responsible for empathy. This means your history literally builds a filter, determining whose pain gets through and whose gets blocked. This is a crucial conflict, because if you aren't aware of your filter, you might unknowingly be reinforcing biases, pushing people away and missing opportunities for genuine human connection. The urgency lies in the fact that every single day, this filter is either strengthened or challenged, and without conscious effort, it can harden, leaving you less connected and the world a little colder. Let's get into the science of it. When you witness someone else's pain, a network of brain regions, including the anterior insula and the anterior cingulate cortex, lights up. This is often called the empathy network. However, neuroscience reveals that this network doesn't operate in a vacuum. Your brain is a prediction machine, constantly using past experiences to interpret the present. If your past experiences have taught you that certain situations or certain types of people are unsafe or irrelevant to your own survival, your brain will downregulate the empathetic response when you encounter them again. This is a survival mechanism gone awry in the modern world. Your personal biases act as shortcuts for your brain, and societal conditioning, the stories we're told about who is deserving of help, provides a script for these shortcuts. This process literally changes the strength of synaptic connections, making it physically easier for your brain to feel for one person and harder to feel for another. Furthermore, there's a surprising and direct link between your own emotional state and your ability to feel for others. Scientists have found that the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for emotional regulation, is critical for empathy. If you are overwhelmed, stressed, or unable to manage your own negative emotions, your brain prioritizes its own crisis. It simply doesn't have the cognitive or emotional resources left to process someone else's distress. You can't pour from an empty cup. And neurologically speaking, your brain will protect you from emotional overload by shutting down the very circuits that allow you to connect with another's suffering. It's a protective mechanism, but it comes at the cost of connection. This brings us to the profound impact of empathy fatigue. In a world with a 24/7 news cycle bombarding you with images of suffering, your brain can become overwhelmed. This isn't a character flaw, it's a biological reality. Chronic exposure to secondhand trauma can lead to a state of emotional exhaustion and desensitization. Neuroimaging studies show that in individuals experiencing compassion fatigue, the empathy circuits in the brain show a markedly weaker response over time. Your brain essentially learns to tune out the distress signals to protect itself from being perpetually overwhelmed. It's like an alarm that has been ringing for so long that you've stopped hearing it. This dulling of your brain's response is a serious issue, making you feel detached and cynical, further reinforcing your emotional filter. So, how do you recalibrate this filter and reignite your compassion? The solution isn't to force yourself to feel more. It's to become more aware and intentional. First, practice self-compassion and emotional regulation. By learning to manage your own stress through techniques like mindfulness, meditation, or even simple breathing exercises, you free up the mental bandwidth. Your brain needs to connect with others. Regulating your own nervous system is the foundation for genuine empathy. Second, consciously challenge your biases. Actively seek out stories and perspectives from people who are different from you. Read books, watch documentaries, and have conversations that push you outside your comfort zone. This creates new neural pathways and helps dismantle the old automatic filters. Finally, to combat empathy fatigue, practice wise compassion. This means setting boundaries. You don't have to solve every problem in the world. Focus on small, manageable acts of kindness. Instead of doom scrolling, Choose one cause or one person to help. This targeted approach prevents your brain from becoming overwhelmed and allows you to engage meaningfully without burning out. The key takeaway is this: your compassion is not a fixed resource, but a malleable skill shaped by your history, your habits, and your environment. Your brain is building an emotional filter, whether you're aware of it or not. By understanding the neuroscience behind empathy, emotional regulation, and compassion fatigue, you can take back control. You can consciously choose to build a more inclusive and responsive filter, one that allows you to connect more deeply with the shared human experience. If you found this exploration into the mind helpful, share this video with someone who might be feeling a little disconnected. And for more content that helps you understand yourself and the world better, don't forget to like and subscribe.